The Star Wars universe is very large, with almost all characters having their own story, so it is quite possible that you have questions about some characters and what happened to them. If you do, you come to the right place. Welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're a Jedi, Sith, or somewhere in between, join us today as we answer some of the questions that might have baffled you regarding characters in the Star Wars universe. Who were Rey's parents and why did they abandon her on Jakku? In the epic conclusion of the Skywalker saga, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the veil of mystery surrounding Rey's lineage is finally lifted, revealing her to be the granddaughter of none other than Chief Palpatine. This revelation links Rey to the dark legacy of the cunning politician from Naboo, who was also the malevolent Sith Lord orchestrating the downfall of the Old Republic and the rise of the Empire. Rey's parents were Dathan and Miramir, and they had to make the difficult decision to leave her behind on Jakku to protect her from Palpatine's hired assassin, Ochi of Bestoon. Dathan was actually a clone, or son, of Palpatine, while Miramir hailed from the forest planet Hypercarn. Realizing the danger Rey faced, they concluded that keeping the family together would only put her at greater risk. Thus, they left her on Jakku, hoping to retrieve her when it was safe. For the complete account of Rey's parents, one can refer to the novel Shadow of the Sith by Adam Christopher. What exactly is Snoke's backstory, and how did he rise to power in the First Order? Originally introduced as a powerful wielder of the dark side of the Force, Snoke resided in the uncharted and mysterious unknown regions of the distant galaxy. As remnants of the Empire fled to this obscure territory, he ascended to the position of Supreme Leader, heralding the birth of the formidable First Order. However, the truth about Snoke's life and origins was unveiled in Episode 9 of Star Wars The Last Jedi, leaving fans astounded. It was revealed that he was not a naturally occurring being, but rather a creation of the Sith Eternal, a secretive cult in the hidden Sith world of Exegol. The movie begins with a chilling sight, a tank containing failed clone bodies of Snoke, a testament to the experimentation and manipulation that brought him into existence. In essence, Snoke served as a puppet for Emperor Palpatine, a means to restore order within the remnants of the Empire and to manipulate Kylo Ren to fulfill the Emperor's will. Despite his own apparent autonomy, Snoke unknowingly carried out the Emperor's bidding, unaware that he was a mere instrument manipulated from the shadows. What happened to Ahsoka Tano after her final appearance in Star Wars Rebels and before her reappearance in The Mandalorian? After her last appearance in the Clone Wars series, Ahsoka's story continued in Star Wars Rebels, set years later as the rebellion began to take shape. Assuming the alias of Fulcrum, she became a secret informant for the Freedom Fighters. During her time with the Ghost Crew, Ahsoka had an encounter with Anakin Skywalker, now known as Darth Vader. This emotionally charged reunion marked a turning point for her character. However, following this intense moment, Ahsoka vanished once again, only to resurface in the epilogue of Rebels, set after the fall of the Galactic Empire and the Battle of Endor in Return of the Jedi. In the closing scenes of Rebels, Ahsoka reunited with Sabine Wren on the planet Lothal. Together, they embarked on a mission to the unknown regions, seeking to locate Ezra Bridger, who had been missing for quite some time. Ezra had sacrificed himself to ensure the defeat of Grand Admiral Thrawn, and they aimed to find him and bring him home. The events of The Mandalorian take place 5 years after this scene, leaving the possibility that Ahsoka and Sabine may still be engaged in their quest when they cross paths with the titular character and Baby Yoda. How did Emperor Palpatine survive his apparent death in Return of the Jedi and return in The Rise of Skywalker? For over 3 decades, Star Wars fans, along with its creator George Lucas, firmly believed that Emperor Palpatine met his demise in Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader's act of throwing his master into the reactor shaft in the Death Star 2, which was then destroyed by the Rebel Alliance, seemed to seal the Emperor's fate. However, The Rise of Skywalker shattered that belief by revealing that Palpatine not only survived, but had been pulling the strings in the galaxy from the shadows. Unfortunately, the film didn't delve into the intricacies of his survival, leaving the true revelations to be unveiled in an upcoming novelization. Leaks from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker Expanded Edition by Ray Carson have shed light on the details. These leaks confirm that the Palpatine seen in the film was a clone, and they explain how Rey managed to give Kylo Ren the lightsaber. According to a passage posted on Reddit, the memories of the Emperor flood Rey's mind, depicting his fall and betrayal. It describes him plunging down a massive shaft, his apprentice, clad in black and rapidly shrinking, turning against him just as he had turned against his own master, Plagueis. Palpatine had stolen the secret to immortality from Plagueis, but the latter had not acted swiftly enough during his moment of death. Palpatine, however, had been prepared for his apprentice's wavering loyalty for years. With all the dark power of the Force, he thrust his consciousness far away to a secret place he had readied. By the time his body reached the bottom of the shaft, it was already lifeless, a mere vessel. His mind jolted into a new awareness within a new body, though a painful and temporary one. What is the origin and purpose of the Knights of Ren, and how did they come under the command of Kylo Ren? The The story of the Knights of Ren traces back centuries to the Unknown Regions, a distant and mysterious realm. It was here that a mysterious Force-sensitive individual established an order dedicated to the dark side of the Force, known as the Shadow. These individuals wielded unique crimson lightsabers referred to as the Ren. The Knights of Ren, serving an unidentified master, became a malevolent force, undertaking dangerous and bloody missions. Initially, only Force sensitives could join their ranks, and aspiring members had to prove their loyalty by eliminating someone of great significance to them. For centuries, this cult of the Knights of Ren operated in the shadows, gaining prominence in the wake of the Emperor's collapse, which ushered in a period of galactic chaos and unrest. According to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, Ben Solo, son of Han and Leia, started as Luke Skywalker's prized student but harbored a secret fascination with the dark side. His path crossed with Snoke, who would later become the First Order's supreme leader, and he learned of the Knights of Ren. One fateful night, sensing the growing darkness within his nephew, Luke Skywalker made a grave mistake, igniting his lightsaber and triggering a chain of events. In self-defense, Ben Solo fought back, resulting in Luke's defeat. At that moment, a devastating Force storm engulfed the Jedi Temple, potentially orchestrated by the manipulative Palpatine. Faced with the destruction and fearing he would be blamed, Ben fled to Snoke. The future Supreme Leader further enticed Ben down the dark path, eventually leading him to seek out the Knights of Ren. What is the true extent of Darth Plagueis' power and influence over the Force? Plagueis emerges as a formidable and sagacious wielder of the Force, delving deeply into the dark side and fixating on unraveling the enigma of everlasting life. The lore describes him as an exceptionally potent Force-sensitive being who conducted exhaustive training, honing his skills in the darker aspects of the Force. The legends surrounding Darth Plagueis divulge that he eventually accomplished the seemingly impossible feat of defying mortality. His mastery of the Force allowed him to manipulate the minuscule building blocks of life itself, the midichlorians, granting him the power to create life. This remarkable ability effectively circumvented death, enabling him to cheat its grasp. Furthermore, it's revealed that as his own demise loomed near, Plagueis unlocked the knowledge of transferring his consciousness into other bodies, employing the Force to perpetuate his existence, a distant form of immortality that transcended physical decay. What happened to Captain Phasma after being defeated in The Last Jedi, and is there more to her story than meets the eye? In the epic film The Last Jedi, the fierce Captain Phasma met what appeared to be a fiery demise after a showdown with Finn and Rose. However, the story doesn't end there. The novelization of the movie unveils a surprising twist. Captain Phasma survived the fall and managed to escape the treacherous planet using a First Order shuttle. Her indomitable spirit and resourcefulness kept her alive against all odds. But there's even more to Captain Phasma's enigmatic character that initially meets the eye. The book Phasma delves into her intriguing backstory, unraveling the layers of her past. It reveals that she was not always a high-ranking officer of the First Order. Before joining their ranks, she hailed from the Skyer clan, a group residing on the harsh and unforgiving planet of Parnassus. Throughout her journey, Captain Phasma cunningly climbed the ranks of the First Order, betraying her own people in the process. The book provides a captivating exploration of her rise to power, highlighting the choices and sacrifices she made to secure her position within the formidable organization. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you subscribe and watch the next one?